Alright, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at a new robotic lawnmower from Mammotion, one of my favorite companies out there. This is the Yuka Mini 1000H version. The Yuka Mini 2 checks in at $13.99 at the time of the filming. It's a two-wheel drive version, meaning that it has two drive wheels on the back and it has two caster wheels in the front, and it just can make butter smooth turns on these caster wheels. It just rolls around the corner just like a shopping cart, and it does no damage whatsoever to the grass. This is a great system. Now with the two-wheel drive with the caster wheels, we're looking at about a 24-degree slope capability. That's roughly about 45% grade. This unit will cut 0.25 acres. The Yuka Mini has a 7.5-inch wide single disc 5-blade system, which does a really good job doing razor sharp cuts. This is the US version, which is the 1000H edition, and this will cut from 2.0 up to 3.5 inches of cut height. Now, depending on where you live, this could also go down to 0.8 up to 2.4 inches. So make sure you check those specs for where you live. These robotic mowers from Mammotion have very powerful motors. They're 88 watts, so you're gonna have a lot of cutting power. The Yuka Mini does have a removable battery, just 4 screws on the back. The battery comes out, and in the future, if you ever needed to replace it, it's something that you can do on site. The battery that comes in here is a 6.1 amp hour. That'll get you about 125 minutes of runtime, and it takes roughly about 135 minutes to charge it back up. A unique feature this season for the battery is smart battery management. Smart battery management is inside the app. You can tell it only charge to 80%. Then it'll go out and do its job, go back, charge to 80%, and keep just rinsing and repeating. Now, those of you that have other lithium ion products know that charging all the way to 100 and then emptying it all the way to 0 isn't the best for the battery. So that's a nice little addition to get more out of your battery. Another neat feature for this season is scheduling the charge off peak, meaning that you're going to tell the robot to charge when the electric prices aren't quite as high. Sometimes in the middle of the day it can be the highest, and maybe in the middle of the night it's the cheapest. We can now tell it when to charge, when we're going to catch those cheap times, and that's pretty cool. Now let's talk about the navigation. That's what's really neat with these newer models is they don't have an RTK system. They use a combination of LiDAR and AI Vision. This LiDAR will reach out about 200 feet, and basically it spins 360 degrees, and this is a wide angle one, so it's 45 degrees top to bottom, meaning it's pointing down and up a good margin, and it's just going to make a 3D map of your entire property, which is going to allow it to know where those obstacles are, boundaries are, all the way up to 200 feet. Then when the robot gets closer, it uses the AI Vision, which the Yuka has a binocular camera, meaning 2 of them, and it's going to make some decisions on the up-close objects when they get there too. This robot's able to determine 300 different obstacles like, shoes, chairs, balls, pets, people, animals, you name it, it's going to be in here, it's going to know what to do, and it's going to work its way around it. These robots do have an IPX6 waterproofing rating on it, meaning that it can take on some pretty good water. Raining is no big deal. Spraying hose up under here carefully, no big deal. But shooting a high power pressure washer into the electronics, I wouldn't chance it. Just be conservative. Now I just wanted to go over some general build quality and look. Something that stands out to me right off the bat, the size of this thing. It's tiny. That's really cool. That's something that sets it apart from a lot of other robots out there. If you have a small yard, this is going to tuck away neatly in the corner. It's going to do its job with the smallest footprint that I've seen yet. That's really neat. The build quality on this, you can tell Mammotion's been in the business for a while, and I've been reviewing their products ever since Luba 1, pretty much every robot since, and I'll tell you what, the build quality just keeps getting better and better and better, and there's just nothing to say about it. It looks absolutely amazing. I've looked this over top, bottom, front, back, underneath, It's just really neat. While we're looking underneath, I want to talk about something else that sets us apart from other mowers. It has that floating cutting head, meaning as it's riding over rough terrain, the cutting head is going up and down over it so it's not scalping. That's kind of a cool addition too. And of course the caster wheels, I gotta mention them, an honorable mention again. If you have a flatter yard, these are the way to go. Four-wheel drive isn't better unless you need the four-wheel drive. This is gonna operate way better on the flat yards. So that's all the stats for the Yuka Mini 2, and I'll tell you what, this thing's gonna be amazing. We're gonna head out in a minute and start testing this, but I wanted to talk about something that's super important, getting a proper mower for the property that you have. Now, this is great for those small to medium-sized yards. It's gonna turn on a dime like butter and just do razor sharp cutting and have your yard looking like a putting green. But what happens if we get into more steep hills, more rocky terrain? We're gonna have to have something else going on. This year, the 2026 product lineup, we got the Yuka Mini 2 LiDAR edition, which means it doesn't have an RTK, it's gonna self-map, all that neat stuff. Four-wheel drive, small to medium-sized property, really rough terrain is no problem. I'll leave all the stats right here so you can check it out. I'll be reviewing this one next. Hopefully it'll be done before this video is even launched, and you can check that out. That link will be in the description. Over here we got the Yuka 3. This is for large yards, big properties, rough terrain, requiring that four-wheel drive also. I've done a review on this already. It's amazing. It's been my full-time mower now for quite a while, and it's working absolutely great. I'll leave the stats right here so you can check that out also. Now I say this every single video and I'm gonna keep on saying it. Do you know why all these still look brand new even after a bunch of rigorous testing? All it takes is some rinseless wash, and I'll tell you what, they wipe right down. I just wiped this one down off camera a minute ago, and it was filthy, but it looks amazing. I highly encourage you, ceramic spray sealant, a good one, and that's gonna give you that protection that you want with just a few sprays, really light mist. Wipe it down to a nice, shiny, slick polish. And I'll tell you what, in the future, cleaning's gonna be easy. I learned this from my Teslas. You just put a little bit on the camera too, and it provides that hydrophobic barrier. You know, the water beads off, the dirt sheets off, all that neat stuff's gonna keep that AI Vision working great. All right, so let's quit wasting time and let's get out there and check this bad boy out. It's gonna be fun. Now it's time to install the charger. When we're thinking about a charger location, we wanna make sure that there's a nice clear area for the robot to get in and out of the charging station. And we also wanna make sure that there's a plug nearby to plug the charging station into. Once we got all that sorted out, now that we got the robot on the charger, we're gonna let it charge up for a while. We can go ahead to the App Store and download the app. Now I noticed that the app was really easy to use, just simple username, password, follow the prompts. And then once you get everything set up, we wanna go into the settings of the robot and make sure we update the firmware. It's really important that we have the latest app and the latest firmware into the robot to get the best results. Now we're all set up and ready to map, and there's two ways you can do it. One, auto mapping, and one, manual mapping, where you drive the robot around by yourself remotely with the phone. Let's try the auto mapping. Auto mapping, the machine is gonna pull out of the charger, it's gonna go out in front, take a look around, start to develop where's the property here, where's the yard, where's the grass. It's gonna use a combination of the LiDAR and the dual cameras on the front, the vision system, and it's gonna start to lay out this map. It drives around and gets a general idea of what's going on. Once it has a good idea, it doubles back and then it goes around the perimeter, just fine-tuning that boundary. And I'll tell you what, looking at this map, it's really clean, it's really detailed. It's gonna be a good one, and I've seen a lot of maps of this property, so I know this one's gonna cut nice. So now that we got the mapping complete, I'm very happy with it. I'm positive it's gonna work great. But I want to do a test cut just in case. We'll bring the mower out of the charger, we'll let it do a full entire test cut, and then at the end of it, put itself away. Once I can verify that all that zone is working perfectly and it's able to get out of the charger, get back in the charger, and everything's good, we're going to move on to the next phase. The next phase would be if you want a second zone. Now you can have multiple zones with this robot. I'm going to have an upper, I'm going to have a lower, you can have sides of the house, back of the house, you can even split larger pieces of grass up into multiple zones if that's what you want to do. Now, in between those zones, we need paths that connect these zones. So mine's going to come out of the charger, deal with this upper zone very easily. Then we're going to have a path that goes down the driveway, accessing the second zone. If we had a third zone down there, we would have a path from that one to that one. You get the idea. Just keep in mind that the robot can transit down very thin areas, but we don't want it to be so tricky that it's causing trouble for the robot. The app's really easy to follow, and it's time to go into these zones that we set up and put some settings at them, telling them how fast we're going to cut, you know, the different directions we're going to cut, all the things. Just go through it from top to bottom. It's very easy to follow, and set them all up the way you want them. If you have any questions about zone settings, come on over to my website and I have all my favorite settings to get that awesome looking yard that you want. Now, one of the coolest things about the robot is being able to schedule that automated cutting, meaning it's going to go out and do the job with or without you here. That's why we got these machines. Now, it's super easy. Just follow it step by step into the scheduling portion of the app, set everything up how you want it, and then it's going to go out and do the job. It's that simple. Now, my favorite part of every robotic mower review, it's time to test this robot top to bottom, and let's see what it'll do. The cut quality on this machine is really good. It's like a carpet down here. I'm really digging it. All the new robot models with the LiDAR tend to get right up on those edges and do a great job. And I'll tell you what, the Yuka Mini 2 is no different. It's just cruising along those edges, getting close and doing a good job. So when you have a flat yard like this, these caster wheels are just ideal. It'll turn in place without damaging the grass at all. Just like butter on bread. And it's super quiet, listen. It's like a faint hum. I mean, you can't hear that from more than 10 feet away, I guarantee it. I tell you, this thing is pretty darn quiet. Listen to this thing. Now, one of my favorite of all tests is the obstacle avoidance. We're gonna throw a few items out in front of it. Let's see how it acts, see how it does. This has the AI Vision, the camera system, and the LiDAR. It should do pretty good. Another good feature is that stop button. If you're unhappy with what's going on, you hit the stop button, stops right in its tracks, and then you just restart it. Another safety feature that's important on these robots, if someone lifts it up, what happens? Do the blades stop? How quick do they stop? Let's check that out. Instantaneously, the blades stop and there's just no threat at all. That's awesome. So another really neat feature that I wanted to point out is drop mow. This is where we come to a portion of the property that we don't have mapped. It could be a neighbor's yard or just anywhere you want to take the robot. You place it down in the yard, go into the app, turn on drop mow. Now the robot's going to drive around the yard, making its own temporary map. Now this isn't going to be a permanent map. This is just gonna drive around and make a map just for today, just to cut this area. I'll tell you what, that's pretty neat. So for this feature to work best, you're gonna want defined areas like this rock wall here, a fence along the side, something that the LiDAR is gonna be able to pick up as a designated area. But I found overall, it works good. Another new item is the parking garage for the robot. Now in the past, they bolted to the actual charging station. I like them, they work pretty good, but I'm glad that they've disconnected it. Now it can be moved around wherever you want it to get the most coverage for the spot that you want. It looks super futuristic and nice too. All right, so what are my final thoughts on this robot? Before I even get started with that, I just wanted to tell you that when I bring a robot in, I test it rigorously and I put it through all the tests that I possibly can. I know if you watch a lot of my robot videos, you think, oh, I've seen this over and over on different robots, but I just want to be very thorough and I want you to know exactly what you're buying. This is an expensive investment and I want you to be confident with your choices. Everybody that sticks around to the end, you know I appreciate it. Thank you very much for following the channel. Let's get started on my thoughts here. At $13.99, this is a great value. The build quality is insane. It just worked flawless for me. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. All my Mammotion products have just been working. I haven't had any issue with it. I've done razor blade changes and things like that and firmware updates, but outside of that, they function great for me. That's a great value here. The setup time on this robot, it took just a few minutes. You install the charger, basically send it out to auto map, it finishes, it cuts, it's done. You can add on zone as needed. I thought that the setup was really easy, and I put the tech level somewhere at a 3 to 5 out of 10, meaning you gotta know how to use an iPhone and you gotta just understand general entry level things like that, but you don't have to be techie at all to make this work. The cut quality is like a carpet. Those spinning razor blades here, I'll tell you what, as long as you keep those in good condition, it's gonna cut like a razor blade. The grass is gonna be healthier. Noise level, this thing is whisper quiet. You can run it day, run it night. The obstacle avoidance from Mammotion products has always been one of my favorite things to test. They do a great job. Edge cutting for a single disc system like this that does leave some edge work on the side. It did a good job getting as close as it could, butting right up against the wall, the objects, and just doing a good job minimizing that weed whacking. If you're unfamiliar with how to run a string trimmer, I've done a video on it. It's a really popular video. It's just an entry-level way for anyone to learn all the tips and techniques to be able to run a string trimmer effectively and safely. I'll leave links to that, as also links to my website in case you want some more information on running a string trimmer on those last little bits that you know, the robots miss. All in all, did the company claims match up to the reality? I think yes, they did. It did everything that it said it would do and did it really well. I appreciate that. Oh man, this thing is awesome. I give it a high value rating. You're gonna dig it if you get it. Just make sure that you get the right product for your yard. Don't always think about the coolest looking one or the cheapest one in the product line. It has to match your property so that you get the great results. There's plenty of options that I discussed earlier in the video. I'll leave links to all of them in the description. Just make sure you're getting the right tool for the right job. All right, that's all I got. We'll see you on the next one. Yeah.